Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Meg's Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, and I'm bringing back one of the series I did start doing. I've done sort of like hit and miss for the series, but I'm bringing it back, and it's my original versus remake. Yes, I am back with this series. I'm hoping to do this every Thursday. I am honestly trying to come up with a plan, even if I have to pre-film some stuff and pre-upload. I'm going to work around everything. So, yeah. So, today's one, we are doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, as you've been seeing, I've been reviewing all the films already up for my ranking. And before I even get into this, I did ask you guys on my channel which one you prefer. So let's have a look and see what the votes led to. And at 77% for the win from you guys was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so the 1974 version. But with 23% was the remake. And I got a total of 31 votes, which was actually pretty awesome. So thanks to everyone that voted on that one. This is one of the series that I want to try and do more often because I want it to be more interactive for you guys. So like when I do a next one, I'll put a poll up again, stuff like that. So obviously I've now told you guys which ones you guys voted for. But let's have a look and see which I have voted for. So if you are new to the series, basically I'll talk about each film, sort of like my thoughts on them, what I enjoyed, what I didn't, stuff like that. If you want a more in-depth review, because this will just be a quick little one, if you want a more in-depth one, I do have a separate video for both these films, so go and check them out. But yeah, so let's start by talking, of course, about the 1974 original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, not gonna lie, the first time I watched this film, I couldn't really get into it. I don't know why, but it's just, I think it's just gonna be one of those horror franchises that I might not get into. But I still quite enjoyed it in the sense of I liked how creepy it was. I like how sort of like, because it's so different to anything we've seen before. It does concern me that something like this could possibly happen in the world today. You know, even though this film's from 1974, it still makes you think something like this could happen. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street where Freddy Krueger's going to pop out and grab you. This is like someone could possibly go around with a chainsaw and do stuff like this. But this was directed by Todd Hooper. Concerns me the stories I've heard about this film. Like, seriously, like how like bad the shooting was for some of the actors, especially the main actress and stuff like that. And I think that's what makes the film a little bit more creepier. But not gonna lie, I'm not like a massive fan of this one. I would still watch it, but I feel like it's one of those films that's not very rewatchable, in the sense of it's really creepy and really dark, and I don't think I'd ever be in the mood to want to pick this up at random. I think the only time I'd probably watch this is if during like Halloween month I'd probably rewatch the franchise, you know, stuff like that. But with this one, it wouldn't be my go-to. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I can see why it's a classic. I mean, the cinematography in this is just, whew, it's amazing. Especially the end shot with Leatherface, amazing shot. But for me, I don't know. With this franchise, I don't have an absolute favourite. None of them are like 5 out of 5 for me. But I can, like I said, I can see why this is a classic. I can see why people enjoy it and why you guys voted for it. But in my opinion, I just didn't enjoy this one as much as I hoped. But I did like Sally as a final girl. She did very well. And especially since that end scene's supposed to be her actually, the actress, losing the plot after all the filming issues. That's, yeah, I don't think you could ever capture that on camera again. But no, I can see why this is a classic, like I said, but I hate to say it, this one isn't for me, in the sense of I don't know how often I'd go back to this one. And now we can talk about the remake. Now this is the one when I said that I was watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films for the first time. Quite a few people said that this one might be my favourite out of the whole set. And it was. I quite enjoyed this one. Like I said, none of these films are 5 out of 5 for me. Like, this one at the most got a 4. But, yeah, I enjoyed this one. I liked the characters in this one. There's a really cool shot in this film. It's after a certain scene, and I cannot believe how they did that. I mean, I don't know why, something confuses me though, as to why it went from Sawyer to Hewitt. Why did they change the last name? That was just a bit, yeah. But no, I actually quite enjoyed this film. It was creepy, it was well done, the acting was pretty good, not gonna lie. I will say there's this one scene that made me laugh though. I know I shouldn't have laughed at it, but I couldn't help it. It was just the way the camera shot and the way it looked, it just I couldn't stop laughing. But the rest of it I did enjoy. I liked the addition of Sheriff Hoyt, who's part of this Hewitt family lot. I liked his addition. He was a very creepy actor. Whoever played, I can't remember who played him. You have to bear in mind I have only watched this film once. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was beyond creepy. And then there's a twist in this film. Well, it's not really much of a twist, because you can kind of spot it when you've watched it the first time through. You can't really notice it until like sort of like near the end. But if you were to go back and rewatch it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I see it now. But yeah, there was a really good thing in here where it's like you weren't sure about it until sort of like near the end during the final act, and then you were like, oh, now I see it. Jessica, is it Alba? No, it's not Alba. I'm terrible with actors' names, I'm sorry. Unless it's an actor I absolutely enjoy. Jessica Biel, sorry. She was really good in this as the final girl. And I like how, even though this is the remake to the film, they did stuff differently, in the sense of, yes, they copied some aspects with like the hitchhiker, the family, certain little scenes here and there, but they did things differently. And I like when a remake does that, when it doesn't copy the original. I mean, yes, copy it for a couple of scenes, that's fine. But for example, like the Halloween remake, they started off something different, like for the first half hour or so, but then the rest of the film was kind of like a shot-for-shot remake, you know, or like The Lion King, for example. This one, they actually tried to do something a little bit different. Weren't all that different, because obviously it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so you still have like the same family, even though renamed. And we have sort of like different characters, we have similar scenes, but not all that similar. But to be honest, I think for a remake, this was actually a pretty decent remake. I know if you're a fan of the original, you'll stick to the original. But for me, the remake, I just enjoyed that quite a lot, actually. Like I said, I did give it a 4 out of 5. But if I was to rewatch any of the films in this franchise, this would probably be at the top of my list. It won't be my go-to. I will say this, with the Texas films, I would not automatically go, oh, I feel like watching a film today, I'll watch a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. No. This one is different. I would pick this up, but probably only during Halloween. So yeah, as obviously you can tell, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 remake has won this one. Normally with films like this, like with originals and remakes, I normally quite enjoy the original, and then the remake is either sort of like same, a little bit higher, little bit lower, sort of like, it could be either way, but for me, this one, it was sort of like that. So sort of like I enjoyed the remake more than the original. So yes, so that's the original versus remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have finally watched all the films. I just need to post my last 2 reviews before I can give you guys my ranking, which should be going up tomorrow or Saturday. I'm not sure yet. But no, I didn't mind this series. It's just I don't think I'll ever go straight back to it. It's not like Scream or A Nightmare on Elm Street, where I absolutely would love to go back to those franchises. I think the Texas Chainsaw one is going to be maybe just a Halloween watch. You know, I don't think I'd ever watch it outside of Halloween. I don't know. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a little bit all over the place. I am trying to get back into doing this series. Hopefully when I get back into more of a routine for it, like if I do it every Thursday, they will get better with each one. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this original versus remake. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I post. And like I asked you guys in the poll, I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the original or the remake? And then give me a reason why, because I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts, especially since I think this is sort of like a hit or miss franchise. So some people enjoy it, some people don't. I'm in the some people don't category. But yeah, so let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm not sure what the next one's going to be. I need to figure that out. If anyone's got any that would like to see, then please let me know. But yeah, I'm trying to theme my videos around stuff, and it's quite difficult, but I will get there, I promise. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.